quickly. I don't know how quick it's going to be, but I want to talk to you quickly about sales versus marketing and knowing the difference between the two. A lot of people that I've talked to seem to think that marketing and sales are the same thing. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle when they're trying to do sales or marketing, just depending on which one they're going after. If they think they're the same thing, then they're obviously going to have some trouble. They're going to be struggling just a little bit, or maybe a lot. I don't know. At one point, I know that I struggled between, you know, understanding sales and marketing because I think a lot of the times we hear sales and marketing together almost as if it's one word or two different ways of saying the same thing. In reality, sales is one thing, marketing is another thing, but they work hand in hand, so to speak. So if you have a product with value and it can solve problems for people, you would want to sell that solution, if you will. But if your marketing is not there, or if your marketing sucks, then it's going to be hard for you to get that solution to the masses that need it. So they both are important in their own right, and they both are needed for business. If a business is going to succeed, there's going to be a sales team, there's going to be a marketing team, and they're both going to be working more than likely together to move that product, that service into the masses, into the hands of the people that are looking for that solution. And that's how sales and marketing and business all work together. Now, traditional businesses rely heavily on advertising. And the advertising that we're talking about, the marketing we're talking about, is usually paid, meaning they're spending dollars before they've even sold a product or service to be able to generate income, right? To justify the spending. But it's just how most people do it these days. Most people see that expense as necessary in order to build the business in the first place. And I was reflecting the other day about the business that I got started, the business that I helped get to over $1 million a year in revenue, and the fact that we did no advertising whatsoever, paid ads, that is. The only money that we spent was really on the products that we were promoting and selling, and the events, the event fees that we paid to set up at the event. Now, if you can imagine how many detail shops are around right now in the world, in the country, wherever you are, I'm going to show you guys a product here. It's crazy because this product is something that I used to generate income, and it's still on the shelf, so you can go pick this up right now. Look at this, FW1 cleaning wax. And this is something that we would do demonstrations with to show people how this thing works. So with the can, spray it on, wash and wax the car, no soap, no water needed. Now we even had interior cleaners. Look at this, interior cleaner. So you could use this for your carpet and upholstery and take off things like gum, throw up from your pet, shit stains, you name it. And it worked like a little deodorizer too. There's a leather cleaner, there's a tire shine, there's all kinds of stuff. But imagine I graduated 2008 with an accounting degree, and that was what I was doing to pay my bills. Matter of fact, that's how I met my wife. She came in to get gas, and I did the demo. She didn't buy anything, but I got the number. So here we are, 12, 13 years later, 2 kids later, right? Tons of experiences later. And I'm sharing this because there's some people that are watching, maybe you, that would have said, you know what, dude, I'm too good for this. I'm overqualified for this position, right? And I remember, like it was yesterday, when I started, I had looked all over the place for a place that would give me an entry level position with that accounting degree. I said, please, I'm just looking for a place to start working, learn, and grow with the company, hopefully. Is that too much to ask? Everybody says go to school, get your degree, then find a good job, work your way up. All of that stuff was not being offered to me, right? Austin Mubarak. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but welcome. Hope you guys are doing fantastic, man. Wherever you are in the world, peace, love, and blessings hopefully are coming your way if they're not there already. But I got a chance to change lives, man. I got a chance to, I appreciate you. I got a chance to help people understand that with just the willingness to learn, having a conversation, talking to people, giving them valuable information could change their life. And doing it with a smile, doing it with positive attitude, and doing it with an open mind, knowing that, it's not going to be the easiest thing, but I learn from all the challenges that I'm going to face. And if I'm going out there with the mindset open, willing to learn, willing to make mistakes, willing to get better, and then earn at the same time, and then teach somebody through those same experiences that I just went through. I think that's powerful. And that's why I kept on doing it. I didn't have an ego and say, you know what? This is beneath me. I have an accounting degree. I should be in somebody's office. Even though it's funny, so many people would see me suited and booted sometimes and say, man, what are you doing out here? The way that you speak, you should be managing in an office somewhere. You should be running some company or doing something. But they had no idea that I was actually going through a management training program where teaching, training, showing people, working in the field was only part of what we were doing. The other part happened at the end of the day when we settled up and we had to count the money. We had to do the inventory. We had to run the business and do the things that most people don't do in their position. Because if you think of a job, there's several positions from the owner. Austin, good night, man. From the owner down to the janitor. Everybody is responsible for a different thing, a different role. But imagine a company that was built by the janitor. Austin, God bless you too, man. It's all good. Just subscribe if you haven't and hop on the next time. Put the bell notification so you know when I go live. But if you can imagine, learning, or that janitor, right? If there's a janitor that's building a company, he cleans the bathroom, mops the floors, understands how to do that task before hiring, before training, before having somebody that's going to manage. All of these things that are necessary for a business to run effectively. Imagine having to learn every piece of it before you said, okay, now I'm going to go run it, right? How much more prepared would you be if you went through all the different departments and learned what those departments were doing to make the company as a whole more successful? And then if you can step in to teach, train anybody that you hire that's in that position or in those roles that are needed, because you've been there, you've done it, you understand it in and out, up and down, front and back, there's going to be less headache, because now you're skilled enough to teach and train people in any position, or step in if somebody's sick and you can't find somebody else to replace them at that particular moment. So that experience for me was valuable. It was almost like, think about going to school. People pay to go to school. I did, right? You go to school, you pay, you sit in the classroom, and the instructor comes in and gives the instruction. Hopefully, that same instruction you can take out into the real world and practice it. Well, in this situation, we got a chance to go in and learn about this. And then I got a chance to teach about it when I learned about it. But every single day after learning about this and learning about other marketing strategies and tactics to do the job effectively, we went out and practiced. So with the practice, we're able to make money. And then if we made money, we could teach somebody else how to do the same thing, how to make money. And most people, the last time I checked, the reason they go to work is so that they can go make money. And here I was, right out of college, hanging out at gas stations doing free demonstrations to make money and pay my bills, right? So, like I said, lose the pride, lose the ego. A lot of times people let that pride and ego keep them from opportunities that could change their whole perspective, change their whole attitude about life, about opportunities, about living, right? Some people are alive, but they're not living. I'm sure you've heard that before. Some people just are going through the motions. They're existing, right? And there's so much to learn in this life that we're blessed to have, that I just want anybody that I come in contact with to be operating on the highest level. And I want to be able to help them get to that point. And I'm still learning, I'm still growing. So if we can exchange, then that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm hoping for, right? And I understand not everybody's out to give or share or bless people with their gifts and talents that they were blessed with. So while I go around and I talk and I share with people, I'm looking to receive. But if people aren't giving, that's okay too. That's not going to stop me from giving. That's not going to stop me from sharing. That's not going to stop me from blessing people with the value that I have to put out there for people. So I don't want it to stop you either. If you are alive and well, I want to remind you that you have value. Even if you've had some of the worst experiences that you think, you know what, there's no value in my experience, there's no value in my life, I want to just encourage you and remind you that every single person has value. And the perspective that you might be looking at now and saying, you know, whatever I have to offer is not valuable, somebody else right now is probably saying, you know what, I wish somebody would come and give me whatever it is that you have that you haven't shared yet. So please do me and them a favor and just share. And I promise it's going to be a better situation for everybody. If I can do anything to help, if I can, help you further your mission, wherever it is that you're going, where that destination is that you're trying to get to. It's not that hard to get there. It's not that far away, but you do have to have will, desire, and consistency. So I'll see you at the top.